This is TNC Movie Nights. Alex over there just enjoying that music. I'm Brandon. That is Alex, of course. We have a lot to talk about. We had a very interesting show for all of you last week. It was our Revenge of the Sith breakdown with our buddy Mike, who was a nice little guest star on that episode. And it was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend, go back, check it out. It's a wild ride. It's a long one too. I will preface that as well. But yeah, you finally get to see what both of us think of Revenge of the Sith. This week, though, we'll be doing a little more news heavy type of show. There was a lot of delays, a lot of weird stuff, and movie theaters. Oh, so sad. But yeah. Alex, how have you been doing? I'll let you go and take it away for a little bit, and then we'll jump into the news for the show.
Doing all right, man. But yeah, this is a lot of stuff has happened, like Brandon said, and I mean, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, and we don't really want to have to do another episode that's devoted to COVID news, but here we are. We're still dealing with it, and things are happening, so we're going to talk about them.
And honestly, surprisingly, it's not getting better. I was starting to think, wow, okay, starts seeming like it's trending in the right way, and then never mind. So a lot of stuff, as I mentioned, is getting pushed back. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of sad news today. Hopefully, again,
so we can go see movies again. You, right there, watching this.
Mask. So I definitely will say, as we mentioned before, we don't want to make these shows all news or all, trivia, quizzes, or just random stuff we just rant about. But, we're going to kind of have a healthy mix of a lot of different things. And for us today, as we mentioned, we're going to jump into some news. We're going to go and start it off with a delay that really crushed me, to be pretty honest. This is one of those movies I was like, finally, this is going to be the big movie for us to go back to the movies. I'm so excited. And that was Black Widow. It was supposed to be coming out November 6th. And originally it was actually coming out May 1st, 2020. And now it is coming out a full year later, May 7th of 2021. I think that might be our first movie to make a full year COVID rotation. It sucks.
COVID sucks. Also, people are dying. Like, that's worse. Yeah. But this also sucks. But yeah, here we go. Again. Movies getting pushed back. Again. Yeah. And not just the movies themselves. We'll get into that in a little bit too.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there. But yeah, it's crazy to think that it's going to be a full year without a Marvel movie at this point. Something that we've been very accustomed to seeing, 2 to 5 a year almost at times. And now we're not getting one.
I didn't even realize that. We're not even getting one in a full year.
Yeah.
Wow. Totally didn't realize that. Huh.
Yeah. It's honestly very surprising, and hopefully if production can get back on track for some of the movies, 2021 honestly might be a great year for movies. We might have a lot of things that got pushed back from 2020 and things that were ready for 2021 that were, close on track. But we'll of course get into a lot more of these in a moment here. The next, honestly, this is one of the biggest movies to notate out of all the delays, and that is No Time to Die. The release date is April 2nd, 2021. This movie just had one hell of a time. It was originally supposed to come out November 2019. Had its own pushbacks. Yeah, had its own kind of natural pushbacks into February of 2020. COVID started. They weren't sure how big it was. Got pushed back to April 2020. Then they realized, okay, wow, COVID's really big. It'll be done by the fall. November 12th, 2020 was then finally delayed. This one has seen a lot of pushbacks. This is almost getting up there with New Mutants on how long it's going to be until this movie actually comes out.
We're going to already be on the other Bond movie before this one even comes out. We're going to have it's going to be a double feature. You're going to be able to go and see both new Bond movies with 2 different Bonds by the time this one actually ever hits the screens.
Speaking of the new Bond, I saw a lot of rumors, and apparently it was debunked by the person who the rumors are around, but Harry Styles had a lot of talks about him being Bond. And at first I was like, I don't think I like that, but then I was like, I don't know. I have never really seen him act before, so I really can't tell. It's kind of hard to go from, I don't know if he's really done any acting in general, but going into more of a musician straight into one of the biggest roles in cinema history. So I thought it was interesting, but he did come out and be like, hey guys, no, this isn't true. But
whatever happened to that Idris Elba stuff? Like, I thought he was dead set. Like, he was gonna be Bond.
I'll go and pull it up
What's
real
the
quick.
deal with that?
I thought, like, let's see, for a while it was like, yeah, he's been in talks for James Bond for years now. But the actor says he's just bothered by some of the, I'll put it at the fans' issues with him being Bond. And
people are being racist, essentially.
Yeah. So it seems like he's kind of falling off of the role, which sucks because he'd be amazing.
James Bond has been going on for 50 years. James Bond isn't the same James Bond you saw, or your parents saw, or your grandparents saw. There's been like 13 different people. It's
almost like Doctor Who.
I'm not gonna get into it. For real?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it, but just shut up.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, out of all the different castings I did see, I think Idris Elba was one of my favorite, just because I love Idris Elba, and he can play like a badass, but he can pull it back a little bit and be like suave, and I thought it'd be really cool. You know, maybe we'll still get to see it eventually. We'll see if they do officially give him the role for it. So we'll definitely, again, keep our eyes out on any sort of James Bond news. It's one of the biggest franchises out there. The next one to kind of jump into here, this is a movie I really have not paid a whole lot of attention to. I know it's that kind of, there's a huge following for it from the book, but Dune was pushed back 10 months as well to October 21st. Another movie almost seeing a full year cycle of the delays. Yeah, it honestly, again, it blows me away on the just unluckiness that the movies are having, because, you know, not only they're having issues of, like, some of these films, when they're done, they're ready to come out, and they're like, okay, we're not going to make enough money, theaters are not going to stay open, this and that. And then also movies like this, who probably still have to finish production, have to finish the post and that kind of stuff. So they're hoping that, okay, maybe in 10 months we can finish our job with the movie, then get it out. Right. So
there's only so much you could do virtually. Like, so
yeah,
a lot of post involves having a lot of people sitting in a room close together, working together, and being able to be in your studio. Like, how are you going to do like sound effects at home? You just can't, and you can't really coordinate with different production teams. I mean, it affects a lot more than just. And you were saying this too, it affects a lot more than just the money that they'll get from butts and seats, and then just the filming of the actual actors themselves.
Yeah.
Every step of the way, which of course it does.
So, we're going to kind of just go over the whole mess of DC movies and their delays, and kind of talk about a very surprising DC movie as well.
Well, a good one?
Yeah, actually, yes. I can confidently say yes.
Sweet. I think that's the most surprising part.
Yeah.
Like, the DC movie is just good.
So
you were great and Shazam.
So we'll go ahead and hop into Batman is now getting delayed all the way out to April 2022. I believe the original release date was, I want to say, October, November of 2020. So that movie is now getting pushed back a lot. It's crazy because we just got a trailer.
No chances.
Yeah. We just got a trailer for that movie, and we're like, whoa, this looks really cool so far. Don't get me wrong, could they have only shot really maybe the trailer and maybe another 20 minutes of the movie? Definitely a possibility.
And that's the thing, actually, is this happened a lot. We saw it with Sonic, and it really gave everyone sort of a peek behind the curtain to see how movies are made. When everyone saw the Sonic trailer, everyone was like, this is trash, this is awful, and they fixed it. Because at that point, only the stuff that was in the trailer was actually finalized and was actually viewable. And granted, it's obviously different when you're making a movie whose like, the titular character is CGI versus Batman, where it's a dude in a suit. But there's, I mean, it's 2020. There's CGI going on all throughout the movie, and just basic editing, sound effects, visual, like everything happens, and that's what's going on. So yeah, a lot of the times what you see in the trailer is really the only finished part of the movie. It's not like they finished the whole movie and then decided to clip a couple of pieces. They're like, what do we have? What are we going to start with so we can put it in the trailer? And then that's what you see. So, I mean, it's surprising that it got pushed back that much. But, and I don't want to speak for them because I'm not on production, so I don't know how far they are. But if they only had that much time, it makes sense that they would still need a lot more time.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to come out October 1st, 2021. Got pushed back, full 6 months on there. So, well, sorry, over 6 months. So, yeah, it sucks because that's the thing. I mean, when these movies get pushed back, these actors have other jobs and contracts that they've set up. They're like, okay, I know I can do Batman these 4 months. We have to fit it in here because I got this movie for 3 months, that movie for a month and a half, that one for 7 months. So it's going to really make a mess of a lot of different things on here. So, as someone, as Alex as well, have not been a huge fan of anything DC lately. We saw a Batman trailer and we're like, okay, we'll give you another shot. We're back in. I
was excited.
Yeah, and we both were really excited for it, and it really sucks we have to wait year and a half. Wow. It was supposed to be coming out a year from a few days ago. That's nuts. Got a year and a half now. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just rattle these next 3 off because we don't have a whole lot of information about them. But Flash was originally coming out June 3rd, 2022. It is now getting pushed back to November 4th, 2022. Shazam 2 was supposed to come out June... actually, it's now coming out June 2nd, 2023. Whew. And Black Adam.
They're only good movies.
And Black Adam has been delayed indefinitely.
Oh, what?
Yep. Because of The Rock's schedule and stuff like that, they don't know when they'll be able to do this movie now.
And that one didn't even have a trailer. It just had a teaser. It had some narration.
Voiceover and yeah.
That was it. So.
That one really, really sucks.
Yikes.
Now, I'm going to bring up the one that we haven't talked about yet. How has Wonder Woman not been delayed yet?
It's kind of interesting because that was a big focal point in our, like, the other COVID one that we talked about.
Yeah.
And I was saying, that would be the get back to the movies. Let's see if this is working. It's not working. People aren't going back to the movies.
Yeah.
And one of the next ones that comes out, maybe it's just like, maybe it's because it's so close. It doesn't make sense, but I can't think of anything that does.
Well, Black Widow supposed to come out a month before this.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe DC is just itching to have a good movie out there.
Yeah. And it's actually okay, so it was pushed back, of course, previously, but we talked about it in the last show. It was in June. Then it was supposed to come out October 2nd. Now it's Christmas of this year, December 25th.
Wait, which one?
Wonder Woman, 1984.
It's Christmas now.
Yes, it is Christmas now. However, it was delayed on our last show. I don't think there was a definitive date yet, but it was just December.
I thought it was like November 4th. It was supposed to come out.
That was Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow was November 6th.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But okay, so Christmas.
Yeah, no, we've been doing the show for like 2 months now.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what episode we're on now. This has just become a thing that we do, and I love it.
So that's the one I'm really just waiting. What is Warner Brothers going to do? I mean, they're going to have to delay it.
This isn't getting better by Christmas. Like, spoiler alert, is not going to get better by Christmas. Even if tomorrow they come out and they say there's a vaccine, 100% effective, 0 side effects, just the amount of time it would take for everyone to get it and build up the immunity, and for those who can't to like all of the things that need to happen for things to even get mostly back to normal. That's not going to happen by Christmas, man. We're already in October.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 2021 issue as well. Jesus.
Yeah. It's a tough pill to swallow, and like I said, this movie's going to get delayed. It'll probably be June next year. It'll probably see a full cycle as well. So it really does suck. I mean, hey, maybe they'll be like, you know what, we're doing video on demand. I'd be really surprised.
Crazy.
It would be crazy.
A huge, big budget movie like that from an entity like DC.
Yeah.
Just saying, screw it. You're not going to go to the movies anyway. Just pay us $30 and you can watch it at home.
I'd be surprised because I know they did mention before that they wouldn't do that, but
They also mentioned before they would come out in October.
yeah. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wait and see on that one. The last delay that we see here is Fast and the Furious 9 was delayed to May 2021. I want to say that was supposed to be December this year.
I can't express how much I don't care. Those movies are awful. I tried to like them. I tried to like them for the stupidity that they are. Like, not go. I saw, I think it was The Fate of the Furious. I think I saw 7 and 8.
Okay.
And it was just like, I can't even watch you sarcastically. This is just insultingly stupid.
I actually really
Don't you
liked
think
the
that-
first and second one.
When they were actually about racing cars.
Yeah, I really liked back when they were like car movies instead of trying to be like The Expendables and these weird just action films with as many big budget people we can put into a movie with all the explosions, cars, and girls as you can fit into a movie, and then just really just loud, crappy music.
Look, The Rock just exploded out of a building and fell 80 stories onto a car. Oh no, he got a boo-boo on his elbow. He's fine now.
Despacito. Fast and the Furious.
Oh my god, those movies are awful. If that's your thing, that's your thing. More power to you. Not my thing.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit my thing. I don't give half a crap about that movie.
No, yeah, it's I just want to at least mention it. It is a big budget, big blockbuster
Oh, for
movie
sure.
getting
There's
delayed.
gonna be a lot of people who are heartbroken about that.
Yeah, which, you know, hey, everyone has their guilty pleasure movies, and I can understand it. Everyone has their thing. So we'll go in and jump into a couple good things here for a second, and then we're going to end this on a pretty sad summer note for the movie industry.
Movie nights.
TNT movie nights. So the next two stories we're talking about.
Sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Here's we're way too much bread, little bit of meat, and then a little bit of bread. So we do have some really cool news coming through Marvel, and that is Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro in Spider-Man, the Tom Holland universe, which is pretty interesting. But the bigger thing to it, there's a lot of talk right now that this is going to turn into a Spider-Verse, and we're going to see, as we mentioned before, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and potentially even other villains from Tobey Maguire's universe, Andrew Garfield's universe.
Well, we already got one. Jamie Foxx is coming back,
Yep.
man.
We do
Now,
have
you think
Electro
he's
coming back.
Is he going to reprise the same Electro, or is he going to be the newly designed Electro? Like, are they going to redo his origin, or are they just going to introduce him as the same guy?
For my knowledge, they're going to introduce him as the same guy. However, they're going to give him a visual costume update. They said they want to change his costume, which I appreciate. Was not a huge fan of it. I'll be honest. It's goofy. It's stupid. I really wanted them to do the OG comic, the green suit with like the yellow electric lightning bolts up top. Like I want some kind of goofy like that. Pull it back a little bit. Maybe make it like a metal suit sort of deal or whatever, vibranium or something like that. Or it's a suit rather than like a spandex. I'd appreciate that.
I mean, they know it's there. They put it on his birthday cake. So
Yeah.
they know he's got this
I'm glad.
stuff.
I'm glad you remember that.
And it's hard because all staticky Jamie Foxx Electro I didn't read the comics. I'm not super into the lore, but just being friends with you, I know like a lot of the lore behind it, and just out of curiosity I've looked up like what that is. I think aesthetically it looked cool from a distance, like when he's floating there and he's all electric. It's like, that's interesting. But it kind of faded away where you're just like, hey, here's Static Jimmy over here. And then you're just like, you're not being too new and too cool, but you're also not being true to the source material. You're in this weird limbo where really not many people are going to like it.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do, if you go hardcore OG comic book, there's going to be people who are like, lame. And if you go super rad, like, oh my God, amazing, but not true, you're going to have some really diehard fans go, this isn't the real Electro.
Yeah.
It's very hard to make everyone happy, so you really can't expect that. But it's weird to kind of do something that really makes no one happy, but everyone just kind of like, it's fine.
Yeah, and that was kind of how I felt with that Electro, because, I don't know, he just felt like he was, like, just a bald guy that's blue. And I was like, they could have done a little bit more with it other than just, like, a little bit of lightning going around him. I don't know. It was a little boring. And that's why, again, like, I would love to see him in kind of, I don't want to say like a Mr. Freeze outfit sort of deal. But, like, yeah, something that is maybe some sort of material, metal, vibranium, or any other material they want to try to use in the MCU. And they could work with it. It'd be really cool. I would love to see him go kind of that route. Now, if you could see them bring in any other villain and or character that is non-villain, who would you like to see them bring back from the original 3 or the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
Okay, so I think the safe answer is Doc Ock, because everyone loved it. They hit it out of the park. He looked great. He was a great actor. He played the character well. It really worked. And so I would not be sad at all to see that. But I will say, if they don't do that and they pick kind of the not great ones, I love Willem Dafoe in any movie. So even just a little nod to him would be sweet. And I think, I don't remember the actor's name, and so I apologize if he's watching. If he's one of our 2 fans. We got some new likes on the page now from the last episode.
We appreciate that, anyway, everyone.
Yeah, welcome if you're new. But I think he was like the only one that gave a damn about that 3rd movie. His scenes were like, he was a developed character.
If you say it,
he had a backstory. He had you cared about him. The stupid way he turned into Sandman was meh. But like when he's reaching for the locket and he can't grab it, that's like, ugh. So I wouldn't hate it if they brought him back, because he was the only part of the 3rd movie that was actually worth a damn. I don't know, I'd probably be for Doc Ock though. I think that's safe. Definitely not Venom the way that they did it. Just another sad boy with some black shirt on. What about you?
Give me James Franco back.
Oh my God. He was so James Franco, which is great in other movies.
Give me James Franco back, man. Oh, please give me James Franco in...
Which one?
MCU.
First movie, second movie, or third movie, Franco?
Second movie, where he's a little more mature.
Rich boy, sad boy, mad boy.
Sad boy. Yeah, I want sad boy. Yeah. I'd love to see them warp him into the universe, and like they have Tobey Maguire and all them back, and he's got this like kind of sad, like realizing his dad's still dead in this universe or something, but Peter Parker's here as Tobey Maguire. Oh gosh, dude, please give me back James Franco.
I would love it if they did what Spider-Verse did, where it's like, they introduced like a really good Spider-Man and then he died. They don't have to kill him, but just the part where it's like, then they introduced Peter B. Parker. He's just like kind of fat, semi-retired, just sad. He's in his 30s. Things aren't going well, but he's still Spider-Man. Like, he's still got the moves. I would love it if they had Tobey Maguire be Peter B. Parker, or that version of him.
Yes.
Where it's like, it's not like the first universe was on pause. It's like as if it was still going on while all of these other ones were taking place.
I would love that. So yes,
Peter Parker is like 17, 18. Tom Holland is still playing a teenager. And then there's just 30-year-old Tobey Maguire who's just been doing it for like 15 years and he's kind of over it and he really likes pizza more than crime fighting now. And so he's just like, oh, we're doing this again? I thought I beat you like 12 years ago, man. What is happening? I literally watched you explode in a lake. Why are you here? What is going on? And then he's just like, all right, I'll teach the kid. And then they kind of have a cool little bonding moment.
I would love that.
Fun if they did something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things they could do. I would love to see them introduce finally the Sinister Six, like a doing it properly kind of thing, just a little nod to a bunch of different characters. I am worried because the thing that the worst Spider-Man in each of the movies has done so far is trying to give us too many characters. In the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, they gave us Venom, they gave us Hobgoblin and the new Green Goblin. Then they gave us Sandman. Sandman I thought was great. I really liked him a lot. I thought Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, I thought was good. I thought he was fine. And then Venom was garbage.
Yes, he was. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but yeah. I have a better answer for you now. J.K. Simmons. I want him back in the franchise. I want him back in the series. I want to be his friend. I want him in the Spider-Verse. I want the official...
You know he was in the second...
No. I'm talking OG JK. Just yelling and angry and working at the newspaper. I want him in every iteration of every Spider-Man forever. He's amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Wasn't he in the end credit scene?
Of which one?
Of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Was he?
Yeah.
It's been so long. We've been through so much.
Yeah, he was. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, because he was the one like, Spider-Man's a villain! Spider-Man's a villain!
Oh my god, you're right! I'm an idiot! I want him in the whole movie then. Make him Spider-Man. Make him Spider-Man. You did it with a freaking pig. Give J.K. Make him still, like, head of the newspaper. Make him still, like, I want pictures of Spider-Man. And then just make him, like, go home. Just kind of look around. And then just pulls on the mask. And he has, like, some crappy handmade web slinger thing. Like, it's just a spray paint bottle with, like, a string at the end. And he's like... But it works just enough. It's the Danny DeVito Batman, but J.K. Simmons is Spider-Man.
You know the crazy thing? The crazy thing with all of this? The bridge between all these universes is J. Jonah Jameson.
It is.
He's like the little nugget that they put in there, like, they all exist. That's nuts.
You're so right. That's what he's gonna be the key to unlock the multiverse. What is happening?
Oh my goodness. I am so excited, and I will say Sandman would be great. I think that'd be very good. Doc Ock though, I think would be the smartest and the best choice. He had the best character. People loved the second movie. All around, he did fantastic, and I would love to see him come back. For my own self, James Franco coming back would be hilarious. I love Franco and Seth Rogen movies, so anything with Franco in it is fantastic in my eyes. But yeah, there's some of the fun stuff for us today. We talked a little bit of Marvel with Spider-Man and Jamie Foxx returning into Spider-Man. Now we're gonna go ahead and give you the sad boy hours. So the last one we'll be talking about is Regal Theaters Cineworld, the parent company of Regal Cinemas now, will be closing all theaters October 8th indefinitely. I found a really great quote from the Wall Street Journal with the Cineworld CEO, Mookie Greedinger. We're like a grocery shop that doesn't have vegetables, fruits, and meat. We cannot operate for a long time without a product. So I thought that was the best way you could put it. Because, you know, a lot of people kind of
Right.
say, like, you can just stay open and keep throwing old movies in there and stuff, and, you know, you'll make some money. You will. But not enough. I mean, you won't be able to stay afloat. You'll just keep burning away money with the employees. New products you're having to bring in for food. Keeping the lights on. Do you think that COVID could be the beginning of the end of movie theaters? Where I should kind of add a little more to that. Where movie theaters will now become what drive-in theaters are. A nostalgia, kind of fun, cool thing to go do in the summer because it's nostalgia, and it's not going to be what movie theaters were 5 years ago.
I don't think so, because you still have like multi-billion-dollar companies whose sole purpose rests on making movies. And so I think that things will still be okay. People will still go to the movies eventually. Movies will stay open. It'll be maybe not back to normal, just because I don't think anything will be back to normal after this. But I think it'll be back to a state where people still get hyped for the big movies. People still go on the weekends. I'll probably still have A-list and still go a couple of times a week. But it will be different. And depending on how long it lasts, we might see some big hitters just bow out because it's not worth it for them anymore. You can only survive so long when you have almost nothing coming in. So I know there were rumors that AMC was going bankrupt, and they quickly said, no, like, we're fine. And then now with Regal closing all their theaters up again, it's big, man. So I'm not going to say that everything will be fine, but I don't think it'll take a total collapse. What about you?
I think it depends on how long this goes for, to be honest. I think there is a real chance that movie theaters could kind of go away in their own sense. And again, not completely, but more in a nostalgia factor. Because right now, I mean, any semi-big city, like for, you know, myself right now, I live within 3 movie theaters within about 10-15 minutes from me. I go about 30-35 minutes away from me. There's about 5 to 6 movie theaters. I don't think we'll see that as much anymore. I do think we'll see, you know, the main companies still out there, whether that's at the end of this Regal, AMC, Marcus, insert other movie theater chains here. But I do think we might see a bit of a dip for the industry, and I really do think we'll also see a lot of the big blockbuster movies step away from, you know, nearly billion-dollar budgets or even $500 million budgets. We might see them kind of take the Deadpool route of, we can make a great movie as long as we have great writers and great actors for $80 million. Yeah, we'll still see, you know, Marvel and DC, those big budgets be 200 million, maybe 250 million, but that'll be like the higher end, I think. That might be like the Avengers, the Justice League movies, not Ant-Man 3. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I hope movies can get back to normal because, you know, I love movies so much. I worked at a theater for 4 years because I just wanted to be around movies and people who like movies all the time. I mean, hell, we're talking movies. We love them. We really do. So
We built a whole show around it.
yeah. So it's going to be really interesting.
The only other person we've had on this also worked at a movie theater.
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't work there, but you guys got me in for free all the time. So
you're not wrong.
I mean, this is not something that is just like, we like movies and we need content, let's make a show. This has been a huge focal point in our lives and our friendships and all of that. I mean, we've known each other 10 years now.
Yeah, 10 years.
And all of that has been like baseball, nerd stuff, movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much the focal points. Well, sports, I should say.
Yeah.
We do a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
fair.
so this is big, and there's a lot of people like us out there. You know, we're not some sort of like elitist, sophisticated cinephiles. Like, look at the commoners; they don't understand cinema. People like movies, man. They're fun. It's like a book you can watch. It takes 2 hours and it's over. Sweet. No hate on books, but
We're just simpletons. We don't understand them.
yeah, I keep the subtitles on. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm reading. But yeah, man, this might be something that just sucks for a long time, and there's really not much we can do about it because the damage has already been done. So, like we said the first time, and the second time, and now the third time, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens and to see how long this lasts and what happens after everything is normal.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I'm sure we will see another COVID episode in the future. However, I really hope that episode might actually be, we're back, COVID's done. Rather than more COVID delays, it's spring of 2021. All those superhero films are now in 2022.
Remember those movies that we told you were delayed? After we told you those movies were delayed, they got delayed again.
Yeah.
We're 30 now, and we're doing another show about more delays. Delay.
Yeah. So I hope next time we talk COVID, we get some good news on the show. We'll see.
Yeah, man.
Definitely going to be some time. That being said, it has been a relatively, good, fun episode. Got to talk some Spider-Man, talked some delays, but talked about some, enjoying, exciting things about the delays that we're excited to go see those movies eventually. And if you didn't already catch it, we did our Revenge of the Sith breakdown, as we mentioned previously. Go ahead and check it out on YouTube and Spotify and all podcasting platforms. Thanks to our friends over at Anchor. Alex, if you want to go ahead and let people know where else they can find us, other platforms, anything else going on with us.
Yes. So, once again, you can find us on the Facebook. That's where most of you have found us. We're also on the Twitter and the YouTubes. And if you're, you know that if you're watching this, we are on YouTube for the video portion of this. We also share that on Facebook. We also link it on Twitter, like I said. If you're just listening, hello. You can find us Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcast, Anchor, like Brandon said, hooks us up. Everywhere you can listen to people talk about stuff, you can find us. If you're looking to sport some really fancy merch, Spreadshirt's got the hookup for you.
And
also,
just to let you all know real quick, we have another sale coming up, 15% off. That'll be October 7th to the 11th. So that is going to be, again, this week. If you're listening to the podcast right now, that'll be Wednesday the 7th all the way to Monday the 11th. You have a long time for this 15% off. And we do have some more sales coming out for the rest of the year, so we're excited to share those with you. But yeah, as Alex said, make sure to check out our merch.
Spreadshirt, man. They're comfy. They're cool. We like our designs.
Both got our hoodie shirts.
Yeah. Comfy. But also, we mentioned this before, but not just Manny, but Manny put in a ton of work on the website, and so thenerdchambers.com. Go see us all there. You can meet everyone who works with us and who works on stuff for the Nerd Chambers. See how everyone's doing, see what everyone's doing. Go catch an episode of the main show. Go catch something, man. We're pretty much everywhere. If you're into nerd stuff, go check us out, man.
Yeah, we've got a lot of different stuff. And if you like articles, if you like to read, since, we mentioned before, we're not very good at it. We do have 2 new articles that went up today, October 5th. What is happening to the movie industry? And then Payday 3 development confirmed. So go ahead and check those out if you like video games or want to read a little bit more about movie stuff that we talked about today. But yeah, I think that'll do it for us today. Alex, if you want to go ahead and say bye to the people.
This guy's Alex. That guy's Brandon. See you.